Hello, hello, and this is Masamushia from Percolation Gaming, and we are bringing you another part to Banjo Kazooie. Now, it's a real shame that we don't get to see more of Tootie. I mean, she's already done way more than Banjo has done. I mean, look at that sass. Telling Grunty off left and right in that little cutscene. You'll also notice that Gruntilda only speaks in rhymes. She clearly has a thing for fairy tales. Some may even call it a sick fetish. But alas, here we are in Grunty's lair, and our first level, Mumbo's Mountain, which is great for vacationing, my ad. The view is to die for. I was unfortunately quite blind and missed the first jigsaw piece though. You can call me Hawkeye. I will spot anything, don't you worry. Now there's some similarities to Mario 64, such as the little picture frames. But unlike in Mario 64, you don't really jump in the frames, it just kind of unlocks a new level for you. You pretty much just put in jigsaw pieces and then it unlocks the level. Now there's supposed to be a way in order to just put all the pieces in at once, but I think you have to learn that. Now I don't know if you noticed it, but the soundtrack is amazing, as I've said before. I mean, it's like as if you venture forth into new territories, the music changes just a little bit, as if adapting to your new zone. It's incredible. Also, how is a picture frame going to test my wit? I mean, you're just setting that picture frame up for failure. It'll never meet those goals. So today we learn in this episode that Gruntilda would make a terrible parent. And these are the aforementioned Jinjos. They're just magical birds that somehow got trapped, yet they aren't tied up or held captive in any way, shape, or form. So I think it's safe to say that we can come to the conclusion that all Jinjos are just sadists who really like being tied up and kept where they were. Now I'd say Banjo is the villain. I mean, obviously the Jinjos could have escaped no problem. Now, as you saw, there are 3 skills to learn from this map, and that's kind of one thing I like about this game. They made the levels pretty hard to skip. There are always new abilities with each zone, so to skip a zone is essentially to skip an ability. But you can counter that with, well, what if I just want to go to the zones and get the molehills? That's fine, but while looking for a molehill, I mean, it's pretty hard not to find some jiggies as well. You'd have to be actively trying to fail to not collect jigsaws along the way. Oh well. Like Mario 64, the jiggies in Banjo Kazooie are basically handed to you on a silver platter, and you're rewarded for simply being able to move around the map. Hooray! Achievement earned, you hit the joystick. Unlike Mario 64, when you get a jiggy in this game, you don't have to start the entire freaking level over, and that was so stupidly tedious. Pro tip. Anything worth getting is hidden behind something you interact with. Lives, tokens, Jinjos, even honeycombs, as you just saw. Funnily enough, the first 3 moves that we learned pretty much outshine almost every ability you learn later on. Every single one. And I like how Kazooie just ends up doing everything. Banjo just has to walk around. But even then, as you see, Kazooie is more efficient at that. What is Banjo for? It clearly should be called Kazooie and Mooching Bear, because that's what's going on right now. But granted, that isn't nearly as catchy. Now, I don't know if you heard it, but there is just a subtle change in the music as we kind of go up near Mumbo's little skull. I love it. Unfortunately, our pro tip does not really pan out, and there's nothing behind Mumbo's skull. This is a sad day. Now, this is an ability I learned, and it pretty much is just like a ground pound, and it allows me to break the huts. Now, you may ask yourself why I didn't get this before. That's simply because I am an ADD child, and really, The simple things avoid me. Hawkeye Mushia just did not see the molehill, so he moved on. I love how everything just has this cutesy and adorable voice. Majority of the time, it's as if mice on helium are speaking to us. It's great. Oh my god, did you see that troll? It came right at us, charging like a bull with rabies. Thankfully though, we can just skewer his entire body and laugh maniacally. Okay, I guess I have to kind of retract the previous statement. That Jinjo was legitimately stuck. He was held captive like a prisoner of war. Look at the lives you're ruining, Gruntilda. I hope you're happy. You are a terrible person. And again, we run into this problem. Jiggy earned! Took your first baby step. Hooray! Really though, the jigsaws probably should have been cut down to like 5 or 7. You may say that this is just the first map, so of course it's easy. Which you'd be right, but at other points, I mean throughout the later parts of the game, it still doesn't really get any harder. You still just find jigsaws lying about for absolutely no reason. It's okay though. We have the Talon Trot, which is hands down the best ability in the game ever. It's like upgrading from driving a lawnmower to actually getting a muscle car. I approve so hard. Must obey the inner completionist. Must get 100%. It's as if my life depends on it. I'm far too OCD to just leave. Have to get everything. That's just the way you do it. Now there are a couple of rules that each level has. The first rule for the level is to never talk about the S&M Jinjo parlors. That could get out of hand very fast. The rest of the rules are pretty straightforward and easy to follow though. There are always 10 jigsaws on a map, there are always 100 notes, there are always 5 Jinjos, and there are always 2 honeycombs. The ability ratio varies just a little bit. Sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's only 1. With the exception of Gruntilda's Lair, which has no notes and it has no Jinjos. But there are a few mole holes and other secrets that we will discover along the way, and what glorious secrets they are. Now we have rescued these sick bastards from their quote-unquote captivity. Yeah, okay, you keep calling it that. And we have been rewarded a Jinjo. Now that Jiggy is probably the most annoying to get, since some of the Jinjos are just in some ridiculous spots. Like, I can't even believe how hard some of them are to find. And that bull is also a bunch of crap, might I add. He's invincible. There's just like nothing you can do to kill him. He's just fueled by pure hatred. It's pretty terrible. I mean, look at that! He charges us at us. I mean, he doesn't even try to communicate with us. Just nope. 100% rabies mode. It's time to kill. And here we have our first quote-unquote boss, Konga. Now pretty much what we have to do here is just get him to throw oranges at the orange switch. I don't know why there would be an orange switch or why he would build these at all, but I'm sure as a giant ape on a tree, he has his reasons. You don't just get on a tree because you're some stupid ape. There's always reasons behind this. He's probably some like mafia hitman or something. I don't really know. But here we have Chimpy. Now we have to go back and feed this poor little estranged monkey an orange. I don't know why I would want an orange, but you know, who am I to ask? I want a Jiggy. So here you go, my silly little ape. Have an orange. Even the orange has a voice, but the orange doesn't really get to use it that much because it's about to die. I hope you had a nice life, little orange. May you have a better afterlife. This is all you get though, and we will see you on part 3.